Nice outfit. Come
Hey,
on.
good afternoon, everyone. Woo! I'm excited for this segment of the show of our podcast. Welcome on in, y'all. Come on in and have a seat. Get comfortable and cozy. If it's your first time watching our podcast, I want to say hello to you. Welcome. If you like our content, subscribe. Hit the bell so that you will be able to get the content that we receive each time we record and post. Also, like and share. All right, we got the business out of the way. Woo! Now, today's topic that I would like to share is about my weight loss journey. And the reason why I wanted to share this is because I had a person to come to me, the initial CW from Bowie, Texas, who asked me to share my weight loss journey because they're struggling with their weight. Just like myself, they've tried everything. I mean, when I was struggling with my weight, I tried vinegar and water. I ate salads all the time. I took medicine to be able to lose the weight. I even fasted. I mean, I tried everything. And yeah, I would lose about maybe 5 or 10 pounds, but doing it the wrong way, you can gain it all back, as you know. So what I ended up doing, and I decided because I began to become depressed behind it. I had friends and family members that was telling me, they say, you look down all the time. You need to look up to God, look up, hold your head up high. Girl, you don't have nothing to look down about. And so I began to look into myself. I didn't even like looking at myself in the mirror because I was just so overweight. And not only that, I was having a lot of medical issues. I could barely walk, and unfortunately, I was 296 pounds. So with that, I decided that I wanted to lose weight, and I began to look at the different avenues. I wanted to use the weight loss medicine that you have to inject. However, I was told that my doctor wouldn't prescribe it to me. She said, you're not diabetic. I'm not prescribing that medication, and we're not allowed to prescribe it. So at that point, but she did give me medication, pills to take that they did prescribe to help as a tool to be able to lose the weight. So after that, I began to talk to the weight loss doctor. He put me in a program that teaches you about weight loss, weighing yourself at the same time of day with no clothes on or barely any clothes to see where your weight is. He gave me a list of foods to eat that is for that was an example menu for breakfast, lunch, and for dinner that can fuel my body to be able to lose the weight. Not only that, they gave me a tool to where I can get on the computer, get on the scale, and it took my weight, my blood pressure, my oxygen level to also to be able to monitor all of that also. So after that, talking with him, and he put me in this program, we discussed having surgery. Now, as far as having surgery, it's a lot of steps and things that you have to go through. It's a lot of testing that they have to do because they have to make sure that you're a candidate for surgery. So I did all the testing, passed the testing phase of it, and he approved me to be able to have surgery. The surgery was about 8 months out for me. It was in 2004. So during that time frame, I was learning, the tools to use in order before we get to the surgery point as far as my eating habits, because I had to change my eating habits. I was eating out a lot. Processed foods are not good for you at all. But I was eating out a lot. Not only that, I was eating fried foods, a lot of fried foods. And then I was eating big portions, in which the program helped me to learn to eat in smaller portions of food on my plate. You know, you have to have your vegetables, your fruit, your protein. It taught me about all of that and what you can have as a snack. You know, rather than eating candy, eat some fruit, eat some yogurt, or eat cottage cheese, for example. And so also, they taught me to eat slowly. You know, you have to be able to savor and taste the food and really enjoy it. When you eat slower, you find that you get fuller faster. And not only that, they told me to wait 30 minutes after I've eaten so that to drink water. Because if you wait the 30 minutes, it helps you to feel a lot fuller and you don't get as hungry as fast. So as I was learning all of the steps and all of the things to do to lose the weight, I finally had the surgery. Now, I'm not advising anybody of anything. I'm not saying go out and get surgery. I'm not saying go get the injections. I'm not saying to do any of it. You have to do your own research, and you have to do what's best and good for you. Not what someone else is telling you, but you need to do the research on your own and decide which route to go. I'm just explaining what I did to lose weight. And again, the surgery was not a fix. It was not an answer, but it was a tool to help me lose the weight and keep it off. And with the program that they put me in, it helped me to use that information also to be able to help me lose weight. So, like I said again, I finally had the surgery, weighing at 296 pounds. And over time, I began to start shedding the weight off. And I was drinking Ensure, you know, as a protein shake for if I wasn't feeling hungry or was trying to skip a meal. Rather than skipping a meal, it helped me, as it was a replacement meal. So that's why I, you know, was placed on the Ensure. Again, I had a gastric bypass surgery, in which, like I said, I just wanted to share that because many of you may be out there struggling with weight loss, and don't be alone. Don't be ashamed. Don't be alone, because like I said, sometimes you have to choose your own route and road. And some of you may be just fine with the weight that you had, but I lost it due to medical reasons because I was becoming depressed. I wasn't confident in myself to even recognize and know that I was holding my head down, or when I was speaking, I would speak so softly, people would be just saying, speak up, speak up. And that was because of the way that I felt about myself. I didn't like the way I'm not going to say the way I looked, but I didn't like being overweight. You know, I felt very uncomfortable with that. And plus on two, I was study piling up medical conditions that, for example, I was barely really able to walk and get around because I was complaining about my legs hurting. Now, my legs still kind of bother me, but it's not as intense as it was to where I just wanted to just sit in a chair. If I cleaned up or if I cooked, I just want to go and sit down in a chair and rest. And that was no good. You know, a physical therapist had to end up coming in and say, look, you can't, every time you do something or chore around the house, you just can't sit in that chair, because if you do, you won't be able to walk. You're going to have to get up and walk. And he said, and you're going to have to figure out your path as to losing the weight. So I did. And I finally done something about it. And right now I'm weighing 175 pounds, and I'm proud of that. Woohoo! Yay! All right now. So again, if you're out there struggling with your weight loss, don't feel ashamed. Just know you're not alone in this journey. And my thing that I really want to say to you from the heart is that you're courageous. God loves you. You're made in his image. And you know, if you're made in his image, baby, it's a good thing, because everything that God is and he has and that he does is all good. So Just know that you're made in his image, that you're capable, that you're more than enough, and that you're beautiful. But for the most part, you're everything that God says you are. God bless.